Happy weekend to you. Happy weekend. Happy weekend. How are you doing? I hope all is well with you. So, I want to share something very, very important with us because this lady called Eunice PB from Ogenkere camp. She will definitely put Ogenkere problem. You know, they said that they're going to have a very important broadcast. They were calling people to join them, be with us. We are going 8 p.m. Oh, sorry. It's no longer 8 p.m. PM is going to broadcast. PM Honorable Nkere is going to talk. Join us and hear what he has to say. Many of you may, I don't know, some of you may have seen that, maybe you saw that, right? I'm not sure. But I came across that flyers. I didn't pay attention. I did not watch. I ignored it for just mind my business. But as the program was on, Eunice, the criminal mindset woman, decided to talk. I want to share something with you. Pay attention. This is her post. What you are seeing here. I know it's very, very tiny for you to see. Okay? But I'm going to explain this to you. As they were broadcasting, this lady started, mocking herself by telling people that, look, we have 2,800 watching on one platform. This is number one platform. Another platform here. We have here she just screenshot Mazakwa and Nkiru, their own Nkiru and Ekwensu Biafra. He just screenshot their own program, 100 Men Divine Project, whatever space message from Oyendo and all that. As they were there talking about 100 men, she screenshot their program that they only have 66 people watching. Listen. Then she shared another video, 2,500 watching. Okay. She shared another one, 1,056. That is from Ogenkere platform. She also shared another one, the VOB TVT or the FM. I don't know what they call that. 2,600 watching live. So her joy is just like is all over the place. She was so happy that the ATM working and everything is just going well. What did she do? She just typed and said, as you can see on your screen now, she said, over 4,000 listening to Voice of Biafra and across Briggy channels. Why in the hands, I think I don't know, we want to say in the other hands, some 68 fools, bunch of criminals who call themselves 100 men, claiming to be the original, are somehow and somewhere crying Obara, Biafrans are becoming wiser now and can no longer be deceived by male propaganda. Briggy is a government. The earlier you get that into your subconscious, is better for all of us. Now, let me tell you what happened, because ordinarily I don't think I would have just paid attention to this nonsense. But I will tell you what she's doing, because she's also a criminal-minded human being. All the screenshots she shared and bragged is from X. In X, you can promote view. You can promote your view. And this program they had, there's nothing special about it. Nothing. Just that from time to time they have to come together, charge some customers. That's exactly what they did. So, since the program is so superb that the whole world is interested to watch them, they now have 4,000 by picking up that platform. They're almost 4,000 according to her. Let us go to their Ministry of Information platform and see what that one has to say. Because I think as if you can achieve only X, your platform on X can generate to you 4,000 views live. Sonny Agbarawa, okay? Sonny Agbarawa program, the same video that this woman is talking about was not doing fine on YouTube. How many on YouTube? How many views? Because they spend very, very long time for that program. They spend a whole lot of time. In YouTube, they did not even make up to 100. Do you understand? Where you have original view. You understand? So the other ones is just now watch. So the same program on YouTube, Sona Agbarawa have only 29 like. After how many hours video? Very long. I think it's more than 5, or if I'm not mistaken. But let's hear what Ogikere said in that program, because you expect them to say something very, very nice or maybe a new thing. Let's hear what Ogikere said here. Pay attention.
And for the first time, they're.
Anyway, let me remind you that you need to like the video. Please click on the like button. It's not going to cost you anything. Click on the like button, like the video, and share it to many platforms of your choice. Thank you so much as you do so. Now let's go back to the video.
Discussing Bricky and the lobbying war between us and the government of Nigeria. So I think when we have, that's why what we're doing is so important, because if you don't have U.S. government attention, it's just very easy for Nigerian media and the Nigerian government to pretend the issue doesn't exist or to ignore the issue.
Yes, for years now that these media outlets I just mentioned are suppressing the news from, they are how called them terrorists and news media because they work. Yes, they are not covering it. They are not, they are actually suppressing it. It's so shameful. You remember what happened during this wonderful, great President Trump inauguration with Arise?
Yeah, I remember that. I wanted to bring up that example. So they've suppressed the issue for so many years. When we bumped into, it was a complete accident, when we bumped into the Arise News reporter inauguration, he got completely freaked out. And he tried to pretend that, we didn't exist and he was just losing his mind. Those days are over now because, they've suppressed the issue for so many years, and their policy was pretend the issue doesn't exist, or they would briefly mention the issue from time to time, in a brief way. But this is a completely different situation now. They can't suppress the issue like they used to. And the Nigerian media is in an extremely difficult position now. And that's why they're forced to talk about us now, because of the international support that we have, and I think that's making the Nigerian media very nervous. But you see,
did you hear what Elias is saying? That their job is making Nigerian media nervous. That they are being forced to report about them because of the international. Presence, international support they have. And
doing has so much, is so heavyweight. Nigerian media is not able to pretend like they were in the past. So it shows you the progress we made. They're forced to confront an uncomfortable situation now. They're very uncomfortable now that they have to talk about it.
You're right about it. I'm so glad that we have a wonderful team in the Afro Republic government in Gaza, especially steady people,
exactly.
With a wise, reasonable mind, people that are focused, not people that are so self-centered. I'm glad I have a team like that working with me. and also you yourself, you are so wonderful. Yes, because every time on the phone, all we talk about is about our engagement, about Biafra, about what we have need to do sometime midnight. So, having something like you, we really, really appreciate, and Biafra people, glad that we have somebody like you. And what actually gives me joy, I wish, just like you mentioned earlier, I wish we can, let Biafra people know everything that we know. There's some that are top secret. Not everything we talk on air. But Biafra is here. And for enemy of Biafrans, what do you think? What message you think we need to send to them? Because we have a lot of saboteurs, a lot of Biafran enemy, even our voice of Biafra. So I'm not happy that we now have a voice of Biafra satellite and the radio. So we still have a lot of work to do to perfect it. But a lot of Biafran's enemy are freaking out because for so long our voice has been suppressed. It will never happen again. And during the genocidal war against the Biafran people, which lasted 3 years from 1967 to 1970, exactly what happened. The media never report how Biafrans have been massacred. They even lied to the international community. That is just, farmers' header clash and other nonsense. Thank God that we have Biafra Republic government that is taking the message to Washington through, your help, Washington and Madison. Thank you very much, Elias. So, what message we have for those that are thinking that Biafra will not come, and for the supporters, what do they need to do?
Well, they should be prepared for a lot of pain because we're going to be exploding this next year. So I think both the Nigerian government and the internal saboteurs should be ready for a lot of pain, and they'll start to see us. I think certain things in the very near future. So we're slowly going to open.
The year is not even up to half. January, February, March, April, May. This is the fifth month of the year. And this man is talking about how he's going to explore next year. Anyway, I just wanted to enjoy the charity. I just wanted to enjoy the pretense, the drama from these two individuals. Honestly, I don't believe that Elias will be doing what he's doing today. Okay, just hear him. Listen.
Open up the door more and more, and I think both the Nigerian government and the internal saboteurs, they're going to be in for many shocks. So I think they need to, as you said, put on their seatbelts. Otherwise, they're going to fall off the car.
Yes, and for Biafrans that are still, not supporting, what message do you need to, what do you think they need to do so that we can move as fast as we can? So what is your message to Biafrans that are not supporting what we're doing?
Yeah,
what they're doing so far?
Yeah, so what I would suggest.
So Elias is one to tell to pass message to Biafrans that are not supporting. This kind of lobby I never see you. Listen. Now,
things always take time in any movement, in any revolution. It's understandable. What I would say to Biafrans now is, I think until this point, there's been a lot of chaos and instability in the Biafra movement. I think for the first time with the Biafra Republic, I'm in exile under your leadership, Mr. Prime Minister. We have a right group of people who are solid, who are stable-minded. There's been considerable restructuring in the government, weeding out of bad elements in the Biafra government leadership. And now we have a solid group of professionals in the Biafra government It's very solid, very stable, the right group of people, professional people, committed people, and we're undertaking things in a very serious way, in a stable way. So what I would suggest is to Biafrans who may have been a little bit disoriented, given the chaotic nature in which previous Biafran organizations were run or things were done in the movement, I would say, no one's forcing you to do anything, but watch carefully what we're doing and use your common sense. When you see that the Biafra Public Government in Exile is the only organization that's getting results, that has a pathway, that's a serious pathway to achieving Biafran independence, I think you should then become involved and become supportive. It's understandable that some Biafrans, given some of the amateurishness and mismanagement of previous Biafran leaders, are maybe somewhat reluctant to get involved or watching what's happening. But I think now that the Biafra Public Government Exile under your leadership, Prime Minister, has shown incredible stability, incredible effectiveness, no drama, no chaos, which has always plagued previous Biafran leaders and organizations.
So that Ogenkere has been given, under his leadership, he's bringing stability, no chaos, no drama, unlike the previous leaders. Elias, you are not what I used to think that you are. Honestly, when these white people talk, sometimes if you don't pay attention on what they're saying, you may miss the key point. Just imagine that. Thank you, Honorable Minister, the Prime Minister. You are the one now bringing stability, really. Stability and no chaos to compare the previous leaders.
It should encourage Biafrans to feel comfortable enough now to jump on board the winning train.
That he feel comfortable now to join the winning train.
We have a Biafra organization with the right people, that's very stable, and that doesn't have any crazy drama or nonsense. And I think that's very important. I think for whatever the reasons, there was a lot of chaos and drama previously, but that's no longer the case. So I think because we're in the situation we are now, that should encourage Biafrans to feel comfortable to now get involved with supporting the Biafra Public Government Exile. And there are many ways to get involved. Not everyone has to get involved in a public manner. People can support behind the scenes. So I think now Biafrans who they should take a new look carefully at what Briggy is doing, and I think Biafrans who have common sense and who are thoughtful can look at what Briggy's doing and make a judgment for themselves. And I think based off of that judgment, they should be to be supported and involved, because I think Briggy is doing all the right things.
Really?
And I think everything is now laid out in a way that the Biafrans can now join in and be supportive. It's understandable that some Biafrans were a little bit confused or reluctant in the past, but now that things are clearing up and everything is laid out with the Briggy structure that we have, I think Biafrans should set aside past conceptions or notions, look at Briggy with a fresh pair of eyes, come to conclusions on Briggy's effectiveness.
What will be running in the minds of this guy, Elias? Like everything, all this you are just vomiting now in the name that you are talking. Were you not in Finland to declare Biafra? You were there, and you just bypass all things and start talking about Briggy and stability. Nah. I feel no fear now, honestly.
They'll see that it's been very effective, and then come on board and be supportive. This is the time. This is the right time for
Why we Biafrans also,
I want to start. Let me drag you to where Ogenke start his nonsense.
you love freedom for Biafra, come on board, support Biafra Republic government in exile. This government is government of the people by the people, and the government officials, they are servants of the people. These are men and women that volunteer their time, their effort, their energy to serve the people of Biafra. Please, you are welcome on board. Any group that you are affiliated with, you are welcome to join Biafra Republic government in exile, the government that is working closely with the United States of America. And I, as Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, I am a living witness. I have had series meeting with the U.S. government officials. So I heard what echo in my ear, and I also heard what we need to do, and their advice, and what is expected of us. We need to unite. We need to focus. We need to organize. We also need to know that United States of America have our back. The question is that how ready are we? Are we ready for our freedom? And I also want to remind Biafrans what happened in Iran.
Before you remind what happened in Iran, you said that you listen to what echoes in your ear about American, and American have your back. You are because of your work and your everything. And few days ago, a week ago, McAnald exposed that issue of your work in Washington D.C. He exposed it. He's also a white man, so don't say that he's a propaganda.
Iranian citizens are protesting on the street, even not minding that the Iranian terrorist regime is killing the citizens of Iran. Iranians are so determined to go out the street, protest, make a loud noise, and he get to the ear of the president of the United States of America, the president of the free one, and he told the Iranian people they should keep protesting, that their freedom is in their hand, meaning that help is on the way. If the Iranian people have stopped protesting, sending a strong signal to the world about what is happening, if they have stopped to alert the world that they are ready to be free, do you think what is happening in Iran today?
But you told BLA to stop.
And you know that very, very soon the people of Iran will be free. So my fellow citizens of Biafra, we need to make some noise. We need to show how serious, and we need to stop this emotion.
There's one African president that I think he's what country is that? Is it Nigeria? I've forgotten the country that carried that coup, and the man was busy on social media saying that people should come and make noise. Come and make noise. One French country like that.
Blackmail that the Nigerian terrorist state have used on us. We are so glued with our past. Let's focus on the present. We understand that we have Biafrans that are, have been massacred, and like Mazin Namdekan is kidnapped from Finland, from Kenya, by these terrorists Nigeria. And we also understand that Mazin Simon Ekpa likewise is arrested, all because of fighting for the people of Biafra. So we're not going to dwell on past.
So PM now is now someone and you are then the PM.
Present is what we're fighting this, because for over 10, 20 years, Washington DC have not been talking about Biafra like today. Please, your support will go a long way. Thank you very much. And honorable Elias, let's get your closing remark to Biafra people. I know you already encouraged Biafra people. I'm still getting a message that they would like you to speak more, but because of time and other engagement, and we will be wrapping up. So, Honorable Elias, we also be happy will be in near future very soon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. It's an honor to be here. What I would say to the Africans is the issue now is not even external support because we're making huge progress with international support.
Also need to focus. It's time that we change the dimension. It's time that we all align with Biafra Republic government in exile. The leadership of which I'm the Prime Minister, so Washington DC, US lawmakers in Washington DC, they are pleased to have somebody like me, and they are pleased to know that I'm steady. And I'm somebody with common sense. I'm not somebody that they cannot count on or rely on. That's what matters. So last week we traveled out of time for a very important gathering, of which we also have some very beautiful meeting. Just a few days ago in Washington, I came across some of the members that we met at the occasion. They remember who I am, and they always say good luck, in what we are doing. So they wish us well because they know we are fighting a just cause. Please, if you are Biafra, support the current leadership. Ask yourself a question: is this leadership upgrading? Is delivering? The answer is yes. Of which, as Honorable Elias pointed out earlier, we also talk about how the Nigerian newspaper have talked about our impact in Washington DC. Actually, there's a time they are attacking us, right? They said
yes,
but and the last hearing of which Senator Cruz just a few days ago he was there, and Dr. Wale was there. Even Mike Hanoi, you see them, like somewhere like Mike Hanoi, just few months ago, even few months ago, when you talk about Biafra separated from Nigeria, he will tell you no. So we can hear him say that, it's time to divide Nigeria. It's an option now. It's no two ways about it. And we also hear from former President Trump advice.
The reason why he called Mike Arnold here, as if Mike Arnold has said something very, very bad, is because Mike Arnold exposed his Washington DC, nothing more. He's not trying to remind you that Mike Arnold said that, oh, if you want to divide Nigeria, he said no. But he said it before. He had a handshake with him, which you of course published, saying that this is Mike Arnold. You are honored to meet him. You have a very good conversation. You see these gangs of Ogenkere. These people can lie. I just want to share, this way for you to make up your choice about it. Let me know what you think about it. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye-bye for now. I just want to tell me, all right? The comment is open. Bye-bye for now.